Hi, hello, this is Marta with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages we bring you today are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hi. First of all, I'm supposed to tell you that all is well. You are aligned. There's no need to worry about a thing. All is falling in place how it needs to. Okay, this is message number one. And the second one, I reckon, has to do with your mission. And I feel it's drawing close. So we're going to ask the question, what do you have to do at this time, or what's beneficial for you to know at this time? This one, yes. So let's have a look, shall we? All right. By the way, I want to point out the importance of shadow work, and especially the work with the internal family system, because what you bring into the light, from the shadow into the light, to be integrated within yourself, to be transmuted, this is where the power truly lies. It's not on the superficial level, it's the combination of your shadow and your light. I really want to stress this here. If you don't know how to do this, I almost said something, but it's like I've become quite good at it. That's what it is. At this, with the higher guidance coaching calls, and obviously also the private healing readings. If you would like one of those, reach out at universalpowertarot@gmail.com. Okay, because the integration, this is where the power is, guys. Okay. Ooh, this one, yes. Oh, Seven of Cups. There is a decision that is coming up, sweethearts. Something has been lingering, is what they're showing me right now. That could be that decision. Maybe you've been going back and forth between a decision that needs to be made. I am getting the topic, and this is just one topic here, the topic of a job. Should you quit? Shouldn't you quit? Should you do something else? Because I do feel there's something that is pulling you in another direction, and you may just not know the steps in between. What I want to say here immediately is just follow the breadcrumbs, okay? Just follow the breadcrumbs. Spirit has already laid out that path for you. You just need to follow the breadcrumbs. And it doesn't have to make sense immediately, but it'll take you straight up into your mission here, okay? For those of you that applies, that version of it applies. To others of you, there's just a decision in general what you're going to do, because it can be in combination with what you currently are doing already. And some of you have just been in the hanged man position, so waiting on something to happen, and you need to step into action if that is you. You need to actually follow the breadcrumbs that I just mentioned, okay? Because there are 3 different scenarios that I can pick up on, and I'm sure there is more, because after all, we have the 7 of Cups. So there are options, there are possibilities, and please know that you can't pick a wrong one here. Of course, some will delay you a bit, but what does that even mean, delaying? You're gonna learn from that. No matter which decision you make or take here, please know this also. All is well, okay? What else, please? Ha, wow. Ace of Cups. Yes, that is the divine coming in with a massive gift. This is emotional fulfillment. It's also faith and trust in the situation, because it's so funny. This is totally bringing me to, this is the material world, the 7 of Cups, and here is Spirit, the spiritual world. Dude, it's already here. It's right in front of you type of a situation. So I highly recommend meditating. That's how it's laid out. I highly recommend meditating, because it might not be any of those. It may be just that one. And when you allow your heart to guide you here, it'll take you straight into it. So instead of running around and trying to make decisions with your rational mind, step out of that entirely and step into trust and faith. Do a meditation, do a walk out in nature, connect yourself with the devas. That's interesting. Some of you may be connecting with the devas, the nature spirits. Because that which is coming in, that which is clearly already being offered to you, is of a higher octave, I want to say, of a very high frequency here. And it's very abundant, because they're showing me that eternal fountain, the Holy Grail, it's pouring out of that grail, okay? So I'm also getting, you are the path, you are the grail. So you could potentially, and they're saying not just potentially, being prepared to be that for other people, to be that pure love and light. And that, by the way, does not mean to do away with all the shadow. That's not what's meant with this. It's the integration and incorporation of the shadow and the light. Because if you're a light worker, when you're a light worker, you need both. You cannot just be the, the love and light part of things. You have to have the shadow integrated. That is where your power lies. This is where your boundaries are. Those are really important in that type of work. You cannot just be, oh yes, I'm going to give it to everybody. No, that's not how this works. You need your boundaries in the material world as well as in the spiritual world. This is of the utmost importance here and not to be misunderstood. Of a higher octave. So you're becoming a more clear vessel for divine, and also for others to see a living, walking example. And to some of you, your mission is just in being that. That is your mission. To others, there is more involved in that mission here. To others, that means actually becoming, this is so funny because they're saying that's not true, because in being a living expression of divine, you are a spiritual teacher just by being that. If you're taking care of your children in such a way, you are a spiritual teacher to your children and to others who are witnessing you doing this work. To others, you may be stepping into, or may be asked to step into different positions, different, how do I say, because it's still not clear, okay? That means it's definitely not clear to you at this time. Either if you're already on your mission, then there's something more that is coming that is yet to be discovered by you, but it's coming in, okay? To those of you that are not currently, where you don't feel you're in your current mission yet, trust that it is coming in, okay? And that you will be seeing it, but the breadcrumb thing here is really important. And the reason, and I want to say this in case you're new on this channel, why it's obscured at this time, because the journey is equally as important as you stepping into the mission, because it's a preparation. To some of you, that has been decades in the making, and all of a sudden it's there, and like, oh my Lord, literally, this is what I have been preparing for this whole time. They have prepared me for it. Your guides have prepared you for it. God has prepared you for this, okay? It's about emotions. It's not about, it will be also showing itself in the material world, but it's more about emotional fulfillment. And this is clear wish fulfillment with the 9 of Cups. So that which you desire, but it's very much in alignment with divine will here. So maybe some of you have had troubles manifesting certain things into your life, and that was because you weren't ready for those things. And the clearing process, the transmuting, transforming process, integrating process had to happen first. In some cases, it's still happening so that you can step into that which is truly yours. Because mind you, that which is yours will never pass you by, okay? It will never pass you by. And I'm now all of a sudden, this is so interesting because there's something about the veil that they're giving me here, how this is an illusion, and you may be taking that veil down yourself. And with that, because what would happen if you took down that veil, you also had to take down these cups here, so your wishes. So what you think you want and what you actually need might be two entirely different things. And once that veil is taken down, either by you or by divine, and that could be in some cases quite drastically. So I believe there's more information coming in insights. To some of you, this is an awakening that is happening. And that will change your wants, like what you think you want, into that which you actually need. Because then there is the vastness of the universe. There's this vast space that wasn't there before, because it's almost like you were keeping yourself small before, or were kept small quite on purpose, and now things are being revealed to you in a really big way, I want to say. That could also happen collectively, where information is coming in that is of the utmost importance, that will change the game here, that will make us realize how much in a box we were stuck. And so when that falls, that can be a lot on the mind, but I don't think it will be a lot for you because you seem to have been on this path for some time here. 10:01. More of those? No. Okay. I feel over here. Okay, we're gonna have the White Light Oracle here, my sweethearts. And I hope this was helpful to you. Drop it in the comments if you find this helpful. So that gives me an indicator of, of how connected we are and where you are. So do share in the community here if you feel so called to. Spirit animal is coming out really strongly, particularly the wolf. You could be really connected to the wolf. Immediately what comes to mind is here, the wolf can be a lone animal. That's where the saying the lone wolf comes from, but it's also really good in community. You know, they're hunting together, but they can be both. So that lets me know you can be both. Even if you may not have experienced community in such a way yet, and they don't actually want me to pull one at this time. They want me to leave the pile as it is. It's several cards. And just want me to put the spirit wolf right here. So maybe there is a shift that is happening into more community for you also, but that which is actually yours, that could also be denoting to romantic relationship when maybe before you had codependent tendencies. And this is a topic to look into. I highly recommend it because holy smokes, and I'll make a video on that for sure in the future. How when you're codependent or want something out of a relationship, it almost always backfires because this would be a karmic thing rather than seeking it within yourself and then going from there. Because once you're fulfilled, there's nothing anybody could provide for you. Interesting. Throat. Wow. Yeah. Hang on. Let me suss out my tea here. Yeah. There's so much wisdom in this, I'm telling you, in that figuring yourself out and really seeing what is actually going on here. And to some of you, that's exactly what's happening here with the 9 of Cups. Oh, so good. Oh, yum. So with the romantic relationships, to really realize that when you're full and whole, there's nothing that anybody could give to you. It's a mere pleasure to interact with other people, be in that romantic relationships or just like soul tribe that you're meeting. And then the energy, watch the energy being amplified as you come together with your soul tribe. It is a magnificent thing. But there is some clearing that needs to happen. In some cases that has already occurred, like I said, because this is a general reading, right? But it is so joyful, such a joyful thing. And it's incredible when those people come together, when you're healed and they are healed. So again, my recommendation here is do not discard shadow work and internal family system work. It is so beneficial to make your team internally and make yourself whole. Provide for yourself that which you're expecting the other to provide for you, and you shall attract that which you actually need. Bravo, that's it. That is it. Wow, that's a combination of what I was feeling for today, and divine has such an amazing way of bringing it through, like in one thing, like in one go round within 10 minutes. It's unbelievable. I keep being baffled like by the divine perfection, but also I don't think I'll ever get bored of it for that reason, because they have infinite ways of explaining things and of bringing things to the core. More of this? No, just the wolf. Hey, yep. Okay. Let's see what else we have to close this out. I feel like there's one more card missing. Let's see. Yes. Okay. So we have the Healing Waters by Rebecca Campbell. I highly want to recommend it. I want to post something here about the water and God being the water. You may have heard of the telepathy tapes. I personally haven't listened to them. It's about, I don't really know, actually, I shouldn't say it. It's about what I know from them is that autism, like children with autism, how connected they are, and that they can have a telepathic connection. And so Pam Gregory and Veda Austin, I highly recommend Veda Austin for her work with water in general. It's super interesting. Watch that, because it's a joint venture of water, telepathy, autism. There's so much in there and such incredible information. I highly recommend watching it. And since we're working with the healing waters here, it definitely did come up. And yeah, it's so interesting too, because in some of the readings that I did, children with autism came through as a comparison with jellyfish. In the best sense, so bear with me here, because, and then I watched a nature documentary recently and it said that jellyfish are telepathic, and I was like, oh my god, this is where the connection is. This is why they brought through that particular animal. Just because we can't understand it doesn't mean it's not communicating. And yeah, obviously, I want to say. So go ahead and watch this if it interests you. I'll link it down below for you guys. Highly, highly recommended. Now let's see what we have for you. This one? Yes. Oh, wow. Yep. Into the unknown, my sweet friends. That's what it is. Underworld depth, courage, facing your fears. And those times right now with the eclipse season that is so strongly there, then we have a full moon in Libra, I believe, coming up, which is, oh yes, of course, which is very much about relationships, right? Because Libra want to balance stuff. They would try to avoid confrontations and stuff. Just for the harmony and balance, but sometimes cutting themselves short in the process. So there is that, facing your fears, my loves, that shadow work, that deep dive. And believe you me, those things can become such great fun to do, because it doesn't have to be all dark and gory. It is amazing work that'll bring you full circle really quickly, especially right now. There are such major revelations on display for all of us right now if we choose to work with them. Again, if you want to work with me, reach out at universalpowertarot@gmail.com. I did a lot of that work myself, like on myself, and I will continue to do that work. And I'm telling you, as you go forward, it is amazing, because you're coming into more of yourself. You'll be more aligned with yourself. It is incredible. So my sweethearts, dive into the unknown here. And look, she is jumping in like a small child. She has a smile on her face. She's like, I trust you. I trust this. I trust this momentum that is created. I know it's divinely orchestrated. Let's do this. And it's almost like a portal that you're going through. And it's, yeah, it's from, what they're showing me now is the amniotic fluid, and going from the belly out the birth canal and then into something else. So there's a rebirth that is happening here as well. Read this? No. Wonderful. Is that everything that you would like to share at this time? Yes. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. My dear, dear friends, I'm sending you so, so much love, light, and shadow. Love your shadow. Love everything of you. You're right on the mark. I love you so much, and I hope this served you well. Until next time, bye. Bye-bye.